Hi there, and welcome on the journey to transform culture. I'm Steve, and I'll be your guide. Well, folks, I hope you're having a fantastic day and an even better week. Today, everyone, we're going to jump straight into the stone's throw exercise. I know, you're probably asking yourself, Steve, what are you talking about? Well, we're going to get into that. All right, so the stone's throw exercise, essentially what it is, it's an opportunity for your team, any group you're involved with, could be your family, could be friends, it doesn't matter really, any group, an opportunity to kind of come to a level of acceptance, right? So that you can focus on what you're doing now and into the future without a whole lot of worry, concern, and anguish about days of old or the past, right? So, what do I mean by the stone's throw exercise? Essentially, what you're going to do is take out a piece of paper, have your team get out there, and remember this is all for individual. Paper's not going anywhere else, and it should have a facilitator. But essentially, you're going to write down things that really bother you, right? And these could be things from about certain people, things they do, say, their manner towards you, conduct towards you, right? And all the way to operational things, right? Now, as it relates to individuals, we want to handle this in a healthy way. So we want to make sure that we set up a time to have a facilitated meeting to where we can discuss things and say, hey, these are some things that are really kind of gnaw at me about the way you are toward me and iron these things out because quite honestly, some people don't even have an awareness about how they are. They don't even realize some, right? And even if they do, either way, it's an opportunity for you to constructively handle those issues. Anyway, so you're writing out your list, and some of the things on your list are going to be operational, right? How you handle certain things within the workflow and so on and so forth, and how things get done. And you may have a contention about how things get done because it's not helping this, and this is creating a problem here, and da 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 da, right? And the red dominoes that fall crossways in your organization that aren't helping your organization, aren't helping your team members either. But it's an opportunity to get that all out on paper. Once you've kind of established, hey, I need to set up a time to talk to so and so, and you can schedule and organize that. That's what the facilitator should help to organize. You don't deal with the personal things, one-on-one things in the group setting, though, but you can use the group setting as an opportunity to deal with those operational things, right? How we do work, how we conduct work, process, policy, all the rest of that, right? And you handle that. Then what you do is make sure that you have some stones available for your team. Let them pick out the stone that they want, right? And once they've either scheduled a time to deal with, having one-on-ones with folks, or at least brought up what was important in the broader operational context. And it may be that you have to do a town hall, that you have to actually schedule a town hall because those things, maybe there are quite a few, right? Items on that list, on their lists. And the list doesn't leave the individual's possession. The individual holds onto that list. Meanwhile, the individual's either dealt with setting up a time to schedule a one-on-one with someone, or they brought up the issues, or they have decided to bring it up at the town hall. Great. Now we've got two avenues to handle any issues we have going on. These are all issues of the past, right? They may be butting up against the present, but they're essentially from the past, right? So then what you do is you have the team take their stone and you go out behind the organization, behind your building, whatever, dig a little, 2 foot hole, something. It doesn't have to be ridiculous. They're little stones. They're not, it's not like big things. And you stand around the hole, and maybe the facilitator has something a little more organized to present, and then they call by name each person. They step up and they drop their stone in the pit. Now, if the individual has not dealt with an item, that's their chance to deal with it. Once that stone drops out of their hands into that pit, they can't bring up problems of the past. Now, keeping in mind, we've already set up individual one-on-ones and or storms ahead. Individual one-on-ones or or group meetings, such like the town halls would be for a site, right? As long as those two avenues have been utilized, anything else, if they didn't deal with it, in those contexts, then that's on them. You drop that stone in, the past is the past. This is part of this reset that I talk about in the book. You hit the reset. You can't be trudging around and dragging old things from the past along, because you do, you're just creating toxic, they're literally toxic stones within you that are affecting others. And keep in mind too, there are going to be others who may want to have one-on-ones with you, because things that are affecting you internally or externally to that group are also affecting them, and they want to talk to you about it as well. So this is a round robin opportunity for everybody to deal with the issues before moving on. Once we've done the stones throw exercise, bury your stones, and that's it. There is no bringing up the past and using the past, the new employees or the new team members coming on board who get polluted by the stories of old and all the, back in the day, these people used to X, Y, Z. Well, team has probably turned over 3 times since that time. And even if it hasn't, you're dragging the past into the now, and you're polluting the hearts and minds of others on your team now. Now they're not thinking about now and into the future. They're being maybe a little bit fearful. You've created a fear, perhaps unnecessarily, right? And why did you do that? You may have done that, aware or unaware, to be passive aggressive because you didn't feel like issues were heard. You had never been heard before. So this serves the team, but this also serves leadership, an opportunity to make and provide an opportunity for folks to be heard, right, in a constructive, productive way, instead of in a toxic, passive aggressive or manipulative way, right? And the other part of this is we don't want to have folks who are afraid, I don't want to bring things up because I don't want to ruffle feathers. No, folks. When you step up and you decide to talk about these topics at your town hall or have one-on-ones, that's courageous. If you, before dropping that stone in that pit, say, look, I need to bring up this. Maybe it's a broader topic. Obviously, I'm going to single out individuals. You do that on a facilitated one-on-one. But it might be for the operation as a whole. Just make sure that it is concise, right? Because this shouldn't take all day, okay? But you bring up what you have to bring up, and then drop it in the hole. And it's also not an opportunity to just dump on other people. If you're just dumping on other people, when you're making out your list, what you might find is that you start to kind of self audit the list, right? After you've made the list, and you go, all right, yeah, maybe that's just me being a little pissy. Maybe I should, I'm just bringing stuff from outside the organization into the team, and maybe I should kind of guard myself on what sneaks in, with me how I deal with other people and things within the workflow, right? So you're going to do a little bit of self-audit. That isn't to say that the one-on-ones and the other things aren't important to talk about. They are, but make sure that you're good with it. Because once you drop that stone in there isn't bringing it up again. So if you're feeling bad about that, then you probably want to have something jotted down, the facilitator jot something down for a later one-on-one meeting or something, okay? All right, folks, just a quick one today on the stones throw exercise, all right? Hope you're having a great day. Remember, hit that good green domino 3 to 5 times a day to uplift, motivate, inspire, and just encourage folks. And when we do that, not only are we helping to transform culture for the better, but we're transforming ourselves every day, focusing on the present, letting go of the past, doing well in the present, and looking toward the future. All right, folks, have a great day. Hit like, share, and subscribe, and we'll talk to you later.